Hi everyone, today I'm just going to do a look on myself. So this is quite a nice relaxed video. I'm not doing anything particularly special. Well, depends what you think is special. I'm going to Paris later on for a job tomorrow. Actually the next 2 days I'm working in Paris. It's hot here, it's definitely summer, but it's quite muggy and grey as well. So I want to do quite a nice uplifting, summer-friendly look. I'm going to use a mixture of products I've used before and a couple of new ones that I'm just going to try out today. I had a facial treatment this morning. I had an LED treatment and I'm having a course of 6. That was number 5 this morning. So I did about 20 minutes underneath the yellow light, just at my local salon. And I think it's made a difference. Definitely on the day I have it done and the day after. I always do it before I have something the next day. I do feel like it's made my skin look quite plumped up and it feels like it's helping to, I don't know, just keep it quite even, especially at this time of year. And I am a full paying customer, I'll just add that as well. I'm not, I go incognito and I pays my way and I have my my treatment. I think I'm going to book another course actually because I quite enjoy as well just lying under the lights. It's something quite therapeutic. You just kind of feel like you're on a hot beach and my mind just wanders. I think it's working. I think it definitely on the day I have it done and the day after, I feel like my skin feels really glowy. It does look slightly redder on the day I have it done. So I feel like I'm a touch redder than normal. I'm going to use the Cosmetic Immunity Moisturizer and this stuff, I just love it. It's almost like a light gel. My skin is kind of like, I feel like my pores are massive at the moment. Probably because it's so hot that they're just all open. But at the same time, I feel like my skin is dehydrated. So this feels like just great for me at the moment. And it's really soothing. The whole premise of this brand, they sent me a kind of starter kit, like a gift of their products a couple of months ago with some serums in, and I liked them so much I included them on an Instagram and I've been using them ever since, and now I've basically tried the whole range and I like it because it's quite a clean brand, as in they don't have a lot of chemicals or a lot of heavy silicones in, which Korean brands often have a lot of silicone. And one of the main products that they have, the main ingredients is the beta-glucan. And it's just very soothing and very calming to the skin. This one also has aloe in as well and bamboo. So I feel like I'm super hydrated, but I don't feel in any way greasy. I'm sure I look it because it says it leaves a luminous finish, which it does as well. I'm going to put some pore minimizer on. This is a French pharmacy brand. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like my pores are wide open. So I'm just going to use this mainly down the centre of my face. So for my skin, I'm going to use the Foundcealer foundation. Foundcealer, I mean, this is like, I'll never cease to be amazed by marketing departments and the names of some of the products they're around. I mean, that is like mind-blowing. So the idea is that it's foundation or concealer. It is a touch light for me, this one, because I think I've got a little bit of a glow. Maybe it's just from the LED lights, or maybe it's just that just walking around, even with SPF, I think you do pick up the sun. So I say I'm at my summer shade now. I'm going to put a couple of dots of this bronzer in. This is the Dr. Perricone bronzer, no bronzer, whatever it's called, no makeup bronzer. I'm going to mix those two together. The Foundcealer is a lighter coverage Tarte foundation, because some of their foundations are really quite heavy. This is quite nice because, I don't know if you can even see, but it's just very light and buildable. So I'm not really putting very much on. It does contain silicone, so it is going to last, but it doesn't contain a lot of other things like mineral oils and phthalates and things. So it's quite a nice one if you just want something which is fairly skin friendly but still has good staying power and is not too matte. I think you could probably make this a lot more high coverage if you wanted to, and you want to maybe use a sponge. Oh, I should have mixed a bit more of that, but I think that colour is quite good. So I'm going to put a touch more of that on, a touch more of the bronzer. This is quite handy to have because you can give your current foundation a little bit more intensity. In fact, that still looks a bit pale. Touch more. So I'm just going to very lightly buff over with that. So I'm going to go back in with the No Bronzer, which is a liquid, on a fluffy brush, and just start to buff onto my eyelids. This shade would only really suit, they only make one shade, sort of light to medium skin tone, so obviously adapt the product. And it's not so much about making myself look tan, it's just about slightly warming up my skin. I'm just going to warm up around the top of my forehead. A little bit just around the sides of my face, really. Sort of just blending it in a slightly contoury way, but not as a regular contour. A little bit across the centre of my nose, just anywhere where the sun would catch. Definitely centre of my neck there as well, just warming up that area. And with this kind of thing, it's always better to build up slowly anyway. You can always add more, but it's so time consuming when you've got to blend it down and take some off. So whenever I'm doing clients, I always do this sort of thing really step by step, add a bit more, you know, and just see how the face develops. You can always add more towards the end as well. And it's settling into my skin. You can see I am probably glowier than I would like to be, but I'm going to use some powder, which is a necessity for me this time of year. So I'm just going to use this underneath my eyes. Just going to use it also around these red bits. Touch more. Okay, so now I'm going to use loose powder. I am going to come back to do pinpoint with something drier, probably the Laura Mercier at the end. But for now, I'm just going to really take the shine off where I don't want it to be. So mainly here. And mainly here, which is where my pores are probably the biggest, just there. Tiny little bit underneath the eyes. Actually, I'm going to do my pinpoint concealing now because these marks are annoying me. I'm going to use a slightly deeper shade than normal since I'm working on top of bronzer. You can always mix a bit of the bronzer in with your usual concealer to make it match. But I've got every palette, every shade of this, so obviously for work. Now I'm going to use an Armani eye tint. And this one has a touch of glitter in it. But it doesn't look really glittery because it's a lotion. It's a liquid, I should say. Almost gives a slightly wet look and a sheen to the eyelid. I'm not going to put tons on. And it sets. They do make them without the glitter in. They do just pearly ones as well if you don't want the glitter. Although I think the glitter's so subtle that you don't. It's quite nice. A little bit is drop down underneath, but I think that's quite good. It's like a sprinkling. Let's clean up those edges. Next I'm going to use the NARS Summer Lights palette, and I think I'm going to use this shade here, sandy colour. So it's not too orangey bronze. Just working on top of the eye tint. I'm not using a lot, just to define the outer edges and a little bit into the socket line. More like a wash of colour. And the same shade along the lower lashes. It's like a pinky bronze. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. Before I put my mascara on, I'm going back in with the bronzer from the palette, from the NARS palette. just to put a little bit more bronze around my eyes. And also onto my temples and brow bone. Okay, mascara. These waterproof Doll Eyes mascara. Not going to go really heavy on the mascara, just nice and separated. Just doing quite a feathery lash. For brows, I'm going to use the Stila felt tip. So I'm not going to make my brows look any darker. I'm just going to add a couple of hairs here and there. It's quite good, this colour, because it's not too light that it's ashy, but at the same time it doesn't make your eyebrows, if they're the same colour as mine, it makes them look fuller but no darker. See what I mean? It's sort of filling in the gaps, but they're not getting heavy. And then I'm going to gel them up using just a clear gel. To highlight, I'm going to try this KORA Organics Luminizer. And this is really moisturising. This is Miranda Kerr's line. And she sent me some of the products to try. And this is so beautiful, this product. Now, if you've got oily skin or lots of open pores, you will not be wanting to use this a lot because it's very moisturising. It's got shea butter in and oils, and you only need the tiniest amount. I'm just going to use it here where I have my really drier area of my face. But if you've got dry skin, you could definitely put more of this on. There's different shades. This is the rose quartz colour. She also sent me some body products which were absolutely beautiful. In fact, I've packed the shower gel, taking it to Paris with me. Put a little bit on my top lip. I think that's enough. Oh wow, it's just such a lovely glow. I love the way my skin's looking. I love the highlighter. I think the foundation looks really natural but quite dewy, but not too dewy for me. And yeah, I like the simplicity of the eyes. So I just need a good lip colour. So surprise, I'm going to use one of my new lip colours. I have a really short and sweet summer collection, like a mini summer collection. This is one of the shades and one of the textures, and these are launching next week. This shade is called Rainbow Spill, and it's a true watermelon pink. And the texture is called Insanely Saturated, so it's a really full-on colour. I'm going to use a brush just to make a good lip shape. I did have a brush and now I've lost it. Hold on. Here it is. This is a really long wearing lip colour. But without being drying, it's really creamy. This just screams summer to me. Just going to do a little bit of correction. So that's the finished look, and Paris is definitely going to be able to see me coming with this colour. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be able to wave to my friends across the channel. They're out next week, and I'm going to make another video because there's different shades and different textures as well as this one. And I'm very happy with this entire makeup look. I'm not going to use any blush because I quite like the way everything's just kind of pared back and quite glowy, and it's just all about the lips. And I'm very happy with all of these new products I've tried out actually. So I hope that was helpful. If you want to know which day, it's a very short and sweet collection, so if you want to know which day it's launching, do sign up to my mailing list if you're not already. I'm going to email everyone probably on Sunday, because everything goes into the warehouse in the next couple of days, so I'll be able to give you the exact day. And I'm going to make sure I send it out early this time, because I know last time a few people were upset that they didn't get the email in time. So I'll make sure that it goes out a few days before. So take care, and I'll see you soon.